Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, and this time it is for Tonya. And for those interested, requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, out of blueness, lists, rankings, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for The Girl on the Third Floor. Now, I have seen this film before. This is one of those reviews I used to have up, but because I put the trailer over here with no sound, it got blocked after like 2-3 weeks, because YouTube likes to do that. So thanks, Tony. At least it gave me another chance to rant on this piece of crap film. Because I don't like this film. I've seen this film. I still think this film sucks. And what made me more mad about it is that it had potential. It had potential. It stars CM Punk. Yes, the wrestler CM Punk. And while he needs work with a teacher in order to smooth up the rough edges of his acting, I think he could potentially work well as a genre actor. Because the way he plays the role, he's playing a little bit like Bruce Campbell, a little bit like a Bruce Campbell impression. And again, I think he has the look, the presence, and the appeal. Plus, I like to see him Punk as a wrestler. Again, just his acting needs a bit fine-tuning. Now, maybe with a better script and a better director, that could help as well. Maybe like an acting coach. But a good chunk of the hour is him renovating and looking at this house while his pregnant lady is away. He's with his dog, and as he's fixing up the place, these strange things happen. And when I say potential, number one, the dog is one of the best actors in the movie. Two, it's got some good looking shots showing the exterior of the house, slow push-ins in the closets, into the closet to build ambiance and atmosphere. There's little ideas, like there's a bit where CM Punk is hitting the wall and a piece of the wall breaks and it looks like a heart, as if the whole house, the inside of it is flesh and blood and this heart, and when he hits it, blood squirts out of the sink or squirts out of the shower or something. Like, stuff like that could be cool if this was worked with CM Punk more, have him go full Bruce Campbell if he wants to, have it be about a blue-collar guy and his dog, who's a decent guy, and he's fixed up this place, and he's trapped in it, and you could do an ode to your 1408, or other movies, House, with William Catt, great haunted house movie, House, or even House 2, the second story I like more than this. William Catt wasn't stuck in the house, but it was, a haunted house type of thing, where you could let the creativity even more fly, and keep the direction of these nice POV shots. Or there's a bit where CM Punk is drilling in the wall, and we see like a POV of the wall as he's drilling into stuff. But it's a message movie about toxic masculinity, as if we need more movies of that nature. How about toxic femininity? Huh? Like the AH, Amber Turd. How about toxic femininity? Beaches, biatches. How about that? Let's make some movies of that. Let's do that. Well, I guess technically there are. I mean, the Hand that Rocks the Cradle and some other crazy stuff. Single wife, female. So technically there are, to be fair. But it's like, really, you gotta go with this feminist thing? Because, number one, they made CM Punk's character the most despicable piece of crud, crap, shit, everything in between your toes, between your ass crack, after a fucking Taco Bell dump. Anything, everything, just despicable. Oh, someone hints that he may be gay and he gets pissed at someone. The way he acts, where even though he's go talk to his pregnant girlfriend. He's looking at porn on his phone. Oh, he's porn on my phone. He cheats on his pregnant wife. He treats her like crap. And then the whole house itself is a whole sexual motivation where he finds a puddle of cum with a condom. There's puddles of looks like cum leaking from sockets of the shower nozzle and shooting into CM Punk's face where he finds it and sticks it. Everything. When there's more cum than Bukaki porn movies. Yeah, I get your message movie is as clever and as subtle as a jackhammer up by Kulo. Jesus. And that's the first hour of the goddamn movie. Then there's this girl. He cheats on his pregnant wife with this girl. Then I'm gonna spoil it. Fuck it. Spoilers. Spoil the shit. Phew. There's a buddy of his who says, hey, that's fucked up, that's bad what you're doing, and he goes down, he gets killed by the house, which I'll remind me, brain, of why that's BS later. And then CM Punk kills the girl and hides her body, and then he's a total despicable piece of crap. And then one thing leads to another, he gets killed by these marbles, and I never understood what the reason these marbles were so prominent. The movie might have said that, and I completely forgot. I apologize, mea culpa, but the marbles, they go into his skin. It's not even the best effect, at least that effect. There's some good effects. That's not one of them. You know what? That was done better in Galaxy of Terror with Sid Haig. Rest in peace, Sid Haig. Where there's a piece of a crystal. I live and die by the crystals. And a crystal goes to his skin, and it goes up his skin. That was done practical, and it looks much better. That's a low-budget film from the 80s. But these marbles, they just don't look as good, and going over his face, and CGI additions. And then he dies. And then the last half hour, you bring in the pregnant lady. I'm like, well, okay, I care about her because, yeah, she's pregnant, and this guy treated her crappy. But when you're dealing with an hour of one character, and then now in the last act, you're into this secondary character, it's a bit rough. How do I put it? It's a bit rough, let's speak for myself, for me to really get that much, not only of a handle on the character, but give a whole lot of shits about her. Not because, yeah, she seems like a nice lady, she was treated poorly, but it just feels like I don't know how to word it. I don't know how to word it. I apologize. There's those annoying things that's on the tip of my tongue. The structure. It fucks up with the structure of the film. It's a weird structure to it. That's the word I was looking for. And then supposedly this house was a brothel, and some people were whipped and killed and buried in a wall, and something about how the house will test your morals. And like there's this female pastor or something across the way who knew about this, but didn't warn them because, well, if I warned you or warned him, it would come for me. Which I don't know how that works because it seems like the house only does whatever inside the house. So how would it affect you and your family who live all across the way? Or hell, why would you not fucking move? If you know this house is a haunted house that kills people based on the morals, why would you still live near it? I would go across the country away from it. Why are you living next to it still? And the house doesn't showcase affected any of the outside environment in other houses. So how would it affect your house? You have to make the audience think that the house could affect the outside personnel, people outside in the neighborhood. You haven't made us seem into that type of thinking. It just feels like the female pastor didn't tell anyone because she's a chicken shit. Not that it will affect me and my family. How? How? There's no case that proves that. There's no case in the movie that showcases that. So the female pastor just comes off as a bitch. And the test of morals, where the pregnant lady sees CM Punk, but it's not really CM Punk. It's someone in his body, which is a decent effect. And at one point there's this female type of monster thing, which is a decent effect. But get back to, is this person in CM Punk's body, is like, oh good, wanted to test you. Wanted to test to see if you would give in or not. Okay, you want to keep talking about this moral test. What about the black guy? The buddy of CM Punk's friend. The guy who plays CM Punk's friend. The buddy who's black. He was in the basement. He got killed by the house. What was his... And where is his and who is his moral test? What? He thought what CM Punk was doing was wrong. It was never showcased he was a bad guy or a villain or anything of the sort. He died for what reason? You want to keep bringing up this moral test, this moral ambiguity, this moral foundation for this house as to why it does what it does. There's a toxic masculinity. What about the guy? Oh, did you tell him because he was black? Are you racist, house? Huh? Are you a fucking racist? Maybe the ghost is racist. Maybe that's why he did for your fucking morals. Yeah, I knew it. You killed the black guy because you're fucking racist, ghost. There you go. You're racist. You're about toxic masculinity? Well, you're racist, ghost. So what makes you fucking better? You racist piece of shit. And then, oh, why'd you kill the dog? Did the dog shit in your pagoda? Did he piss in your Cheerios? Huh? Why'd you kill the dog? Mr. House? Miss Ghost? Miss Amber Turd? Did the dog shit in your bed? Or no, you shit yourself in your bed? Fuck. Maybe the house is Amber Turd. God damn. What the fuck do these marbles have to do anything? Why is there more cum than pornos? Just glisten them on the house. Test of morals. Men suck ass. I'm tired of that. You suck ass. No wonder this film gets a 4.7 on IMDb. So one thing leads to another. The pregnant lady finds the body and then cuts straight to the tombstone. Weeks or months later. I would love to hear and see what that transition was. To find the dead body, and then the cops coming by, and then wouldn't they find the dead body of the friend? Did they find the dead body of CM Punk? Did they find the dead body of the one girl? Did they blame CM Punk? Did they blame the pregnant lady at all? Apparently they didn't want to answer any of these questions. That's why they cut to her find the body. What about all these other bodies? What about bodies in the basement? Oh well. And then the clincher of this movie, man. This is a haunted house that did all this stuff. She moves into the house with her newborn baby. She moves into the damn house. Why? With dead bodies and almost getting killed, why would you move into the house? And if people say it wasn't the house, they didn't make a good distinction of saying it wasn't the house. Maybe I'm wrong, and if so, I apologize. This rant is all for nothing, or at least this part of it. I would still say it's a fairly boring film with a couple interesting shots and little effects where you have just a unlikable, despicable character that CM Punk, he needs some tutoring in the acting department. And then the Brennan, what becomes your main character in the third act, is a bit of an off story plot structure. Yes, there's a little bits of her being established, but for her to be over an hour in and then she comes in, it's a bit off kilter with that story structure. And then this whole toxic masculinity. Nowadays when I hear that, my brain shuts off. Because it's such a just common old trope that just tiresome. Tiresome as all hell. And it seems like it was the same damn place. And if it was the same place, why we don't move into the same damn place with your baby? In the last shot, the baby looks up and there's the dad, CM Punk, with the damn marbles. What the hell is up with the marbles? I don't know. What do the marbles represent? Stay with the marbles. Stick them up your nose for all I care. Like I said, some of the cinematography, certain camera angles, trying to have this old school film feel, I like and appreciate that. The music, I've heard better, I've heard worse. I could deal with it. The way it's shot, it's nicely done. At the toxic masculinity, even if you want to go on that route, is done in such a ham-fisted manner. Ham-fisted manner that just comes off as either more laughable or more goofy or more ridiculous than scary or thought-provoking. But hey, if you want to see it for yourself, be my guest. There are people who like it, but I'm just saying I get why there's a 4.79 to be. And you know what? I disliked it just like I disliked it watching the first time. So take that for what you will. Again, CM Punk, alone in a haunted house. Maybe, have a bit of fun like House with William Catt. Have CM Punk do some wrestling moves. At least that'd be entertaining in a B-movie way. That's what I mean. Go full blown with the Bruce Campbell. Think of it like a Bruce Campbell if he knew wrestling moves. And there's like monsters and ghosts like in House, but he's like doing, wrestling moves and being a badass and having a likable action-driven lead character. That could be refreshing for a horror movie. I did like that Bruce Campbell type, but no. We gotta go with toxic masculinity. Feminists. Because we never see that. Such a new concept. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.